Hi everybody, Jill here, and welcome to a wig chat. Today we're going to be looking at this one here. This is Haute. Yes, I'm pronouncing it Haute, by Jon Renau in 12FS12. That's Malibu Blonde. I'm absolutely loving this one. Can't wait to share it with you guys. So yeah, I really do. I have a little bit of a pet peeve with how this one's pronounced. You know, I feel like I should call Jon Renau himself and say, okay, if you meant to have this pronounced Haute, I feel like it should have been spelled differently. AU to me is an ah sound, you know, but then again, it's followed by GH usually. So maybe that's it. You know, it's like caught. You don't pronounce it coat. So if they really wanted this to be pronounced Haute, I feel like it should be H-O-A-T, like coat, you know? Or even Haute, like H-O-T-E, like tote. But A-U to me is an ah sound, like caught, you know? She was fraught with anger. A-U-T-E is hot. So I'm pronouncing this one Haute. And this is in Malibu Blonde 12FS12. Yes, I really do like it. I do have a couple little things about it though that I want to share with you that is driving me a little crazy, but there's always going to be something with every wig that we put on our head that's going to cause us a little bit of that to happen. But this is really comfortable, you guys, especially the way that I like to wear a wig like this. And that is, I comb it all back into a very low ponytail. And then I put it right on the edge of that ponytail and it creates a ledge. And so therefore it just all sits there really nice, tucked under that ponytail, and it's secure all day long. And what that allows it to do as well is it comes up a little bit on each side. So yes, you know, that's okay, because then you know what happens? Then it's not riding up in the back of my ears. Now if I pulled everything down, you know, to kind of line up to here and say I taped it here, now it's riding up, really sitting right there in the back of my ear, drives me nuts. So wearing a wig like this gives me all this freedom. It has a little more movement down there because it's not secured really tightly, and it's my favorite way to wear wigs. And then here in the front, all my hair is pulled back in a ponytail. So I just hold down that and I take my It Stays and I bring it a little low on each side, all around here. I secure the top after I've tucked it under. And it is so comfortable, you guys. This is not an extended nape, so that's something that I do prefer, but it's okay with a wig like this. I can just kind of stick it underneath my ponytail. You know, my ponytail's very small. I have very, very fine hair, so it's not like I have this huge lump back there. There is a lump. I could never do that with, say, Ignite. Or even Eve for that matter. With Ignite, that nape has to look clean and tight against your nape. So no lumps can happen. I can't do that with Ignite. I secure a wig like that, like I show in my updated How I Wear a Wig and Prep My Hair video. So yes, you know, I don't get to do that. But with a wig like this, with Drew, with Simmer, even with my my other Raquel Welch, cripes, why can I not think of it? Flirt Alert. I can do that with those as well, because we have, you know, little of those curls back there, and if there's a little tiny lump, you would never notice. So I have this one on my head. It's secured with It Stays, you know, and because I got to go do some errands, and I decided at the last minute I need to do a wig chat on this one. So at the very end of this video, when I take my wig off at the end of the day, I'm going to show you what the cap looks like. So you'll see that kind of more toward the end of the video. So right out of the gate, I'm going to tell you that this has just a side, a left side mono part. It does not have a full mono top, but that works for me. I do part my hair normally on the left side, so I think that's because I'm right-handed. I don't know, but so those work for me really well. It has a gorgeous lace front. It has the Jon Renau Smart Lace. Don't have to fool with them at all. No glue required to get them to stay down flush to the skin. They melt into the skin. Really, some of the nicest lacing I think that's used in the wig industry is the Jon Renau. I don't tend to get much itching at all, if any, on the actual lace part, which is a little bit not true with, say, the Raquel Welch line. I love their lace fronts. Visually, they're absolutely beautiful, but I do tend to feel them a little more on my skin up there than I do whatever the lacing material is that the Jon Renau line uses. So, and that's so individual, you guys. Take that with a grain of salt because it is so individual. One person isn't bothered by something and another person is. I'm just always share with you guys what, you know, what it is that I'm experiencing. So back to this one, you guys. This is the Malibu Blonde. It's grown on me tremendously. I really do love it. It just is so pretty, and I've noticed that maybe not so much. Well, yeah, I can see it. It's a little lighter right around the face, just like the Drew. If you watch that one, they tend to go a little lighter right around in here, which is really pretty. But before I get going on this, let me give you a once around here. I think I'll go this direction. My mic did not want to do that turn. Now, this is a heat-friendly fiber. This is the Jon Renau HD fiber, so keep that in mind. Some of you will completely just not even get yourself involved in that because you know they do break down faster than the regular synthetic. However, I will choose an HD fiber over a non every single time because they're so much more realistic. They feel more realistic. They look more realistic. I never have to do dry shampoo for the sake of dulling a shine with HD fibers. I love them. So that is a large reason why I decided to finally break down and get the Haute. Because I know that it's HD fiber, and I don't know what took me so long to get this one. This is not a new wig, you guys. It's been out for a while. And I've had subscribers and followers tell me, Jill, you should try it. I think you'll like it. I don't know what took me so long. But I do. I really do like this. It's very sleek, easy to wear. Doesn't take a lot to look real pretty. I do use a little bit of hairspray, and I use the BeautiMark hairspray these days. It, to me, gives a little more hold than the Jon Renau that I used to use a lot. So I have been using that one. It's a little stickier than, say, the Jon Renau, but it also holds a little better, I have found. So if you're not caring about that so much, then give it a go if you're frustrated with your hairspray options. It is made for synthetic fibers, so it's totally safe. It's going to completely wash out. I have just found it's a little stickier, but if you run your hands through it, it's going to kind of come out. So, you know, I have to use something to keep the flyaways down. I think flyaways are my biggest bugaboo with being a wig wearer. You know, they happen with every single fiber, every single brand, every single wig, and it can be a little annoying. I have found I seem to fight them a little more with my Raquel Welch. I don't know why, but I know I do with, say, this one too. They get in there. So using something in a style like this, you probably would want to reach for a hairspray more than, say, the Peace Out Contour Cream, only because it's a sleeker style and the Contour Cream does definitely piece it out, gives it a little bit more of a piecing edge to it, and you can feel that in the hair. And I don't know, for a style like this, I just want it to be more movable and a little more sleek looking. So yeah, this is this gorgeous lace front here, you guys. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna have to go down a little. So we have the beautiful, gorgeous Jon Renau lace front. Keep in mind that I have worn this wig several times all day long, so there may be a little makeup buildup on that because I haven't cleaned it. But I mean, you guys, come on. That's very, very natural. Now, I do the swirl and press, you know, and I've done that several times on this one. That is a game changer, you guys. If you're not doing this to your lace fronts, you need to start doing it. Because what it does, the swirling, the pressing, is it's gonna kind of flatten out that knot and press it flat against your skin. So while initially, because look at it, just did. Initially, it's going to create more flyaways because we're pressing some fibers, we're pressing them down, and we're kind of putting them in slightly different directions, ever so slightly. So initially, you're going to want to do that before you kind of get your style going and spraying it for that final kind of thing, because it does create the flyaways. Matter of fact, I got one in my lipstick right now. But you guys, what that's going to do is it's going to really kind of keep those little front ones, you know, kind of flattened against the skin. It's going to create a little bit of an illusion of some baby hairs there, and it's going to kind of give you a more natural appearance. I think no matter if you have the blonde, the really light knots, or the darker ones with the darker roots that show up more, either way, do that every time you put it on, just kind of in different places, flatten it out, get it underneath the fibers, flatten it out, and then style, spray, you know, you're gonna find that every time you do that, it's gonna give you a better and better kind of lace front appearance. And so I've worn this wig a good 4 or 5 times all day long already, and I do that every time. And I think that it's just looking better and better every time I put it on. Same with my Ignite wigs. You know, by the time after a year of doing that, man, that lace front was beautiful. So don't disregard that little tip, you guys. I learned that one from Patty from Wigs by Patty's Pearls, from watching one of her many wonderful videos. And I'm telling you, you need to do that if you haven't so far. So yeah, this is a really gorgeous lace front. Absolutely have no qualms over Jon Renau lace fronts. They're some of my favorites. Now, the other great thing about this wig is how it is so natural. It really stays to the plane of the head, and you don't have, you know, I mean, if there's permatease, which there is a little bit, I think right maybe along, is there a little bit along the part, just to kind of keep it maybe up and off the part a little. But let me tell you, there's just a tiniest little bit, and I think it's all done so well, just enough to get it to kind of, like I said, kind of get off that part. If there is, I could be making that up. It kind of feels like there maybe is just a tiniest amount, but you're going to have a very natural plane to the head kind of look in this, which I think is kind of important with a style like this, but yet I still have a pretty kind of side profile here. You know, it's not so flat to the head. So yeah, it's such a natural, very, very natural. Density wise, I think it's great. I think the density of this wig is very nice, just like I like Drew as well. It's enough hair, yet I don't feel overwhelmed by it at all. It's perfect. It's lovely. I mean, if I'm going to wear a wig, I'm going to want more hair on my head than my actual hair. I don't want the density to be that realistic. You know, I want a good head of hair when I wear a wig. But I think you know what I mean when it's like sometimes it's a lot and thinning has to happen. And with straighter styles, you have to be really careful with your thinning techniques, you know. But this is just absolutely, I love it. I think it's perfect. So what are my qualms with this then? I would say really my only qualm thus far is that this is a bob, and it is definitely all one length. I feel like it's not angular, say like Mina. It's not shorter and it doesn't get longer in the front. So it's pretty much all the way around the same length, and it tucks under a little bit. This is heat friendly. You could totally straighten it out if you want. You could even curl it, and I may decide to do that down the line. I think that'd be really pretty. I'm not one to do that with my heat friendly wigs, but I have been kind of wanting to do that with this one. So I'll do that, and I'll video it if I decide to. That way we can do it together and see what we think. But anywho, what I'm getting at is that it does kind of tuck under. So because it tucks under, it'll kind of part, and then I'll get this, let me see, is it doing it? It just kind of starts doing that to the front. I don't know how to, I don't quite know how to describe it. I don't know, it kind of just gets kind of tucked under, and the under part gets to where it starts coming through here. It's just something little, but it does drive me a little bit nuts. It's just the length it is. I think if it were a little bit shorter, it'd probably do that less. But yeah, it'll kind of, this little flippy thing comes up on both sides right around here. So yeah, these little things that kind of start going like right around here, that's just something that just drives me a little crazy with this particular style. So I try to kind of keep it kind of in the back there. I don't know. It's probably that sensitive, hypersensitive thing about me that I can feel it, and it just, I don't know. So lengthwise, it might be just a little tiny bit too long for me. I prefer maybe something a little tiny bit shorter when it comes to the bob. And that's just how it falls on me. You know, I don't have a very long neck. On someone else, it would probably fit about where I wish it would on me. So again, it's just very individual. It depends how you're built and all of that. So, but it is really pretty. I say that, and yet I'm kind of glad it's a little longer. It gives me a different look. Say my Kristens, I have a Kristen and now also Palm Springs Blonde. That is the regular synthetic fibers, way more shine to those. And so the dry shampoo comes out big time with the Kristen. But it's a little shorter everywhere, and on me, I like that. But this changes it up a little bit. So yeah, I have a Kristen now in this color in the regular synthetic fiber. Now I have an HD version in this Haute wig that is a teensy bit longer than Kristen. So yeah, if you like these kind of sleeker styles, I think you're gonna really have to try this one out if you haven't already, if you're not opposed to those HD fibers. Now remember, you gotta only use a pick like this. This is the Jon Renau wide tooth pick. You're gonna get one of these with any HD wig you order from Jon Renau. There will always be one of these in there. That's something that they do because they really want you to only use this on these heat-friendly fibers. That's really important. Very delicate, these fibers. They break down very easily, and you cannot get away with using just any old thing on these fibers. So, you know, you gotta start at the bottom, you know, and then you can start working your way to the top. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at this cap. All right, so you know what? I'm gonna show you exactly how I take off my wigs when I have it stays on. It's very easy. I just lift straight off. It doesn't hurt my hair. It doesn't pull out my hair. It doesn't hurt the lacing on the wig. It doesn't hurt the wig at all, or my skin. And this is how I do it. I'm gonna look lovely because my hair is gonna be flat because I have that it stays right there. But that's okay. The things that I do for you guys. So be nice. Just basically, I grab the hair close to the cap. Okay, I'm not obviously gonna pull like that, and that's common sense. I know you guys wouldn't do that. But I'm gonna get my fingers very close in, and I'm not gonna grab it like straight up this way. I'm gonna grab it a little bit to the side, and I'm gonna get very close to the cap, get a good grip, and then I just pull straight up. Straight up. That didn't hurt at all, and then I just pull it back. So here's my little ponytail. Through the day, it does kind of get a little looser. When I first, more loose. You know, it starts out really low and tight, and then as the day goes on, I mean, just from moving around, it does kind of loosen up a little bit. But that's my ponytail. And then this is my fill-in powder that you're seeing. This is how much hair that I leave out. It's not much. And then when my hair is back in the ponytail, I just kind of hold my hair down here and I roll the it stays, probably only about this far back. And then I take it, you know, kind of once right on my hairline, and then I take it right back right through here on each side, right through here. right back in here. So when I, you know, have my wig on, I hold it, and then when I do that pressing motion when I have my wig on, I press it back and I hold it down right here, and that really just cements it in there. The trick with it stays, you guys, is that you don't need to glop it on. You don't need much of it. As a matter of fact, when you put too much on, it never really sets, and then it kind of, I don't know, it gets too, it's like it never really sets and it doesn't work as well. So there's just, it's, you know, it's kind of this little sweet spot with it. You know, you want enough to where you feel it on there, but you don't want so much that it just never is able to set. I also find that if I put too much on, it seems to react more with sweating. We really don't need very much of it. Okay, so let's take a look now at this cap. Now remember, this is a partial monofilament. It's got the monofilament part, and it's here on the left side. It is a good ample part. It goes all the way here to the back. We do have some of that permatease over here, just a tiny bit, and that, like I said, when I had it on my head, you can barely notice it, but I think it's necessary because it does lift the fibers off the cap and give a little bit of body where it's needed. But let me tell you, it is very, very light. And then we have the gorgeous lace front. Now I have residue of makeup. I probably will clean this tonight, and I just kind of make sure that I hold the hair away from there. I'll put it in the sink over running water. I'll get it a little wet. I'll put a little tiny bit of wig shampoo. Now I'm very particular about which one I use, so I'll put the one I use down in the description box. It's by Belle Madame. I don't use it to shampoo my wigs, but I do use it to kind of clean a little bit of the residue off my lacing when I feel it needs it. And so then I will put it in a terry cloth towel and just really lightly pat it dry. Never go back and forth over the lace. Be very, very careful with your lacing, but I'll probably do that tonight because I can tell it needs it. But this is a gorgeous, you know, beautiful lace front. The rest of the cap is machine wefted, so that's nice. You get some stretch. Does not have the, you know, extended nape, but it does have some really soft material down here, which is nice. The other thing too is it has the Velcro pull tab thingies. I like that better than the bra strap kind because, man, I really feel that metal piece that they use down there, and it bugs me. So I prefer those. And then we have the really soft ear tabs with the really strong stays, which I love in the Jon Renau line. Really nice. I like good, strong metal stays there. And not all wigs are made equally, let me tell you. So yeah, that is it. It's you know, it doesn't have that extended nape or a full mono top, but it is a very nice cap. It's very comfortable, and like I said, this one I have worn a few times, so it's not looking fresh and new. You know, I need to poke a few of these little hairs back through, but there's the cap. All right, guys, so that's a look at Haute here in Malibu Blonde 12FS12 in the Jon Renau line. Absolutely gorgeous, natural looking wig. Feels nice, feels kind of light, and I think it's going to be another great one for this summer. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.